Good morning, and welcome to the Senior Spotlight. I'm your host, Gary Emmert, bringing you the latest news, stories, and insights specially curated for our senior community. Every Saturday morning at 9:20 a.m., we delve into the topics that matter most to you, from health and wellness tips to local events and national headlines. Whether you're looking for thoughtful discussions, inspiring stories, or simply want to stay informed, the Senior Spotlight is here to shine a light on the issues that impact your life. Members of the Texas Silver-Haired Legislature visit us this week, including Dr. Linda Timmerman, Gary Gerstenhaber, and a newcomer to the Senior Spotlight, Alan Mathis. Together, they shared insights and updates on the concerns and priorities that they're hearing from constituents across the state.
One of the concerns I have with regard to data centers is what's going to be the impact on electricity charges for residential areas surrounding it. I'm concerned that they're going to be covering some portion of what that data center is generating. While the data center is going to be making billions of dollars, I think they ought to be responsible for the increases that are going to be impacting its citizens surrounding it. I don't know if that will have any merit in the legislature, but it's something that I'm going to be researching and try to write a resolution on.
And to that end, Gary, we've also got another TSHL member that's looking at data centers, wind farms, other things like that create noise pollution. And that, of course, affects seniors. And so he's researching decibel levels, to see if something can be done to bring those to a reasonable level when you have these big data centers, bit mining facilities, and things like that.
Well, that was mentioned, I think, last year. Bit mining had the impact in the rural areas because they are so loud. They take a lot of water. We have one in Milam County near Rockdale. And of course, the county's loving it. They used to have two small hospitals in the county, a 2-bed, a 12-bed, and an 8-bed. They lost them about 4 years ago because the Alcoa plant shut down, but they now have a bit mining organization there that's really helping the community come back. So far out, it's not bothering them with the noise and disturbance, but I know McGregor, they have the SpaceX, and when SpaceX cranks up one of their satellite motor or engine motors for the rockets, it can really disturb McGregor.
I can only imagine. That must be wild.
Oh, yeah, it shakes the windows and rattles the walls, and they're supposed to publish it when it happens, and they're not supposed to do it at night. Sometimes you can hear it all the way out here in the country where I live, just a slight rumble.
What a wake-up call.
Right?
Yeah, live in the country.
Right. It used to be roosters, now it's SpaceX rockets, huh?
Well, we also have Fort Hood over there, so they're artillery sometimes. So and most of the time they keep the artillery rounds in the fort.
Well, we're going to certainly review our last legislative report and our resolutions, and those that didn't get any traction, we're certainly going to bring those back to the legislators again by doing some more research and making them maybe a bit more compelling in their eyes. But issues that really impact citizens are what our goal is to know about. If we don't know about it from a local community standpoint, we can't do anything to support that. So we really appreciate your listeners. If they would like to gather and have a TSHL representative come and speak with them, we would love to have that opportunity.
Legislatures from the TSHL have engaged with older Texans statewide, connecting through town halls, meeting with staff from all 28 area agencies on aging, and presentations to civic and service groups. Through their research, collaboration, and community input, they've developed and submitted 83 legislative resolutions. And to learn more about them, visit tshl.org.
Remember, always be generous with the nutmeg. Just eyeball it.
Okay.
Mom's wisdom has served you well, but now it may be your turn to guide her.
Hey, I'm worried about Mom. She keeps forgetting her famous sweet potato pie recipe.
Some things come with age, sis.
And some don't.
Knowing the early signs of Alzheimer's in a loved one will help you make the best decisions for your family. Visit 10signs.org to learn the signs. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
A recent AARP survey finds that Americans age 50 plus are leveraging more technology, both in their home and while on the go. Nearly 2/3 of those respondents say the technology enhances their lives by making daily life and aging easy. Still, some remain hesitant to fully embrace new technologies because of data privacy worries and a lack of support geared toward older consumers. AARP's Executive Director of Older Adults Technology Services, Tom Camber, has joined us to talk about a 5-day challenge designed to help older Americans get their digital house in order. Thanks for joining us, Tom.
Thanks for having me here.
What does your research show that older adults are doing now to organize their data in essential documents?
Well, what's really interesting here is we've been doing a bunch of surveys lately here with ARP, and on the one hand, people are using technology with increasing levels of success. They're buying apps, they're buying devices, they're signing up for internet at home and things like that. On the other hand, we're finding that there's a little bit of reluctance to manage some of your critical documents and critical information because people are worried about, are they doing the privacy settings properly? And also, do they have the knowledge base? So we did a survey recently and asked about critical documents. Are you saving things like your health insurance and driver's licenses and things like that, saving them digitally? 2/3 of the people that responded, and these are all people over 50, 2/3 haven't saved anything. And when we asked why they're not saving the documents, over 60% are responding saying they just don't know how to do it or they haven't gotten around to it. So that's kind of we're at a kind of a critical moment here where we really want people to take a moment and do what we're calling digital house cleaning.
And what is digital house cleaning?
Well, digital house cleaning, we like that phrase just because it's something we all have to do. Typically every spring I try to get into the garage and clean out all that stuff that's been lying around and go through your closet and things like that. Well, your digital life is kind of like that as well, right? You may have passwords that you've been using, but they might be 5 years old and you haven't updated them or really learned how to make sure that they're secure. And maybe you signed up for apps on your phone and you kind of just logged them on there, but you didn't go back and say, hey, what are the settings and who's this app sharing my information with? And is it tracking me when I'm doing things? There's just all these different elements of our digital lives that are starting to look like that, that garage or that, that closet. And of course, like everybody, we're just normal. We put that stuff off. And so what we found with it was we decided to create a digital house cleaning challenge as a way of getting people just to focus on it and making sure that all the steps and tools were right in front of them. So really, we make it easy and you don't really have an excuse not to do it.
So what are some of the things that people should be doing right now?
Well, the digital house cleaning challenge that we put together has 5 steps. The first step is to go to your apps. And, it sounds kind of maybe a little technology, heavy, but the reality is, if you have a phone or you have a tablet, we're all downloading apps to do stuff, right? And those apps have settings that you can go to and you can limit where they're sharing. And I personally think that's very important because I don't want my phone tracking me and sharing my information beyond what's absolutely necessary. And so the first step, we have people fix their app permissions. And we've got materials on there that are instructional that show you how to do it. We don't just say go do it. We'll put a video down there. We put some written materials. And we have a hotline to help you if you have any questions. Secondly, it's passwords. Passwords are really the kind of entry issue for so many other things online. And I can't tell you how many people are still using outdated passwords that maybe they've got across multiple platforms. You're putting your finances at risk and you're putting your personal information at risk. So that password management is something we're really zeroing in on. The third area is social media. You've got Facebook, people have Instagram, people are using YouTube, you may have other social media sites, and you haven't always updated or thought about what are the settings? How are you keeping yourself private? They're changing some of those interfaces, so you go back and make sure you've reviewed what you're loading up there. And many people have old social media postings that maybe they haven't looked at in 5 years and might not want on the internet anymore. You don't want to embarrass yourself. So we have a day focused on that. The last two things are digital documents focused. We really do ask people to look at your health documents, your financial documents, what's around how you're documenting what's in your home for insurance and family purposes. And then there's a new technology that ARP's been using a lot called digital vaults. And digital vaults allow you to take those digital documents, store them securely with a very high level of security, and most importantly for me, understand who you're going to grant access to, because we don't all live alone forever, right? We're going to need help. We're going to need to share some information with others. If you have your documents stored in a digital vault, you can give access to your wife or access to your children for specific things and specific purposes that you have pre-decided for them. So it gives you a lot of control over what's going on in your digital world.
Oh, that sounds wonderful. Now, where can people sign up for this 5-day challenge?
We set up a site. It's on the web. It's called, the site address is seniorplanet.org/digital house cleaning. It's a lot to write down, so I'll say it one more time. seniorplanet.org /digital house cleaning. And if you go to that site, you'll see everything laid out there. It's, we really made a lot of effort to make it friendly and easy. And, it's really designed with relevance for people over 50. The hotline's there. It's free of charge. It's ARP supported. So we've kind of made it like, there's not really any excuse not to do it, and we're hoping that people will really come on and do it all together so that we can celebrate the success we're having with this.
Oh, that's wonderful. It sounds like this is aimed at folks that are 50 plus, but it's something that could be useful for any age, huh?
It's true. I was talking to my daughter about it. She's 25 years old. She was like, wait a minute, show me how you do that password management thing again. And so it's actually the case that a lot of younger people could benefit from this as well. So I feel like, for me anyways, I think it's helpful. We've been doing free technology programs for people over 50 for 20 years now. And we love the idea that as older people get kind of gain some special knowledge and skills in this technology era, that we can kind of share it backward with the younger folks as well, that we can provide some leadership and support for the other generations while we're at it.
Oh, and finally we would be teaching them something about
right?
Huh?
We're turning the tables on it. We've been looking for this opportunity for years.
Wonderful. Well, Tom, I appreciate you taking a moment to talk to us and our listeners about this important topic. Once again, the website.
It's seniorplanet.org /digital house cleaning, and the digital house cleaning part is one word, and the Senior Planet part is one word. So seniorplanet.org /digital house cleaning, and it's really, everything's free, and it's a nonprofit, and we're just hoping that people will take advantage of it. We've worked real hard on this year, and we're really excited to share it.
Well, free is one of our favorite things, so we appreciate you doing that for us, and thank you once again, and wish you the best.
Thank you. Appreciate you being here as well.
The deadline to register to vote in Texas for the upcoming November 4th election is Monday, October 6th. This is also the final day to update your address or name to ensure your voter record is current. Early voting begins on October 20th, and Texans will be weighing in on 17 proposed constitutional amendments. To check your registration status or begin that process, visit votetexas.gov. Thanks for stopping by, and we would love to see you every Saturday morning at 9:20 a.m. for the Senior Spotlight. And if you have any questions or would like to let us know about an event or news that would be of benefit to our listeners and followers, please visit our blog website at myknct.com.